Hello everyone and welcome to PendulumEdu. Good morning. Thank you for joining in, learners. I am Manisha and I welcome you to this platform. Learners, this morning we're going to begin with yet another editorial, the article for you. Okay. Dr. Jakal, Shambhu, Pawan have already joined us. Good morning everyone. Good morning. Learners, meanwhile you can meanwhile by the time people are joining us, you can also share, make out time, and you can share it with your friends so that they can also join us in. Okay. Hello Archana, good morning, good morning, good morning everyone. I hope I'm clearly audible to all of you. Let me also check. Yes, I am clearly audible. Okay, great. So let's begin with today's article, and the article heads as Weathering Storms on Disaster Response. Weathering storms on disaster response. Here when we say weathering storms, it is working as a phrase which means to deal with a situation without getting harmed. मतलब आप किसी चीज से जूझ रहे हैं, उससे लड़ रहे हैं और आप खुद मतलब उससे हार्म नहीं हुए, मतलब आपको कोई चोट नहीं लगी बट आपने उसको संभाल लिया, उस सिचुएशन से आप उभर आए. That is what weathering storm, this particular phrase has the meaning. If you go for a separate meaning of weathering और separate meaning of storms, तो आपको meaning जो है वो गलत ही मिलेगा. आपको meaning जो है इन दोनों का साथ में एक फ्रेज के तौर पे समझना होगा. और डिजास्टर रिस्पॉन्स, अब हम देख रहे हैं सब तरह के साइक्लोन्स, राइट, और हम नेचुरल डिजास्टर्स हम एक्सपीरियंस कर चुके हैं, वेदर इट्स फ्लड, अर्थक्वेक इन आवर कंट्री, इन एनी अदर कंट्री, वी ऑल हैव एक्सपीरियंस इट. बट करंट सिचुएशन में अगर हम अपनी कंट्री को देखें, देन फेसिंग अ लॉट ऑफ ट्रबल वी आर फेसिंग, राइट. आगे देखते हैं. साइक्लोन्स आर इनएविटेबल. इनएविटेबल इट्स एन एडजेक्टिव दैट मीन्स अनअवॉइडेबल. ठीक है, साइक्लोन्स जो हैं भाई वो अनअवॉइडेबल है, आप उनको अवॉइड नहीं कर सकते, वो अटल है. क्या है? अटल है, वो होंगे ही, आप उन्हें टाल नहीं सकते बिकॉज दे आर नेचुरल. But communities need fiscal rehabilitation for recovery. Rehabilitation means revamping. थोड़ा सा जो है रीमॉडल करने की ज़रूरत है, थोड़ा सा उसमें चेंज लाने की जो है, बदलाव की ज़रूरत है. फिजिकल मतलब जो कि जिस ढंग से उसको डील किया जा रहा है फाइनेंशियल फॉर्म में, या उसको गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से जिस तरह से उसको डील किया जा रहा है, ऑफिशियली जिस तरह से उसके साथ डील किया जा रहा है, उसकी यहाँ पर बात की जा रही है. हेलो कुणाल, अनडिफीटेबल. यस डॉक्टर जकाल, फिक्स है बिल्कुल. अनडिफीटेबल, इनएविटेबल. अनडिफीटेबल तो बिल्कुल नहीं, मतलब आप उसे अवॉइड नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, कंट्रोल बाद में हम कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, चलो. India's capacity to withstand multiple near simultaneous shocks is being tested at present. बिल्कुल, अगर पैंडेमिक के साथ देखें, then first we were hit with this Tokte, and then after Tokte we are now having Yas. So back to back simultaneous shocks our country is facing, और वो लग रहा है कि सब या भगवान हम सबको टेस्ट करें. With a very severe cyclonic storm Yas striking Odisha just a week after an even stronger cyclone Tokte wreaked havoc, okay, along the west coast. Okay, so it wreaked havoc along the west coast. Wreak havoc का मतलब होता है to cause damage. ठीक है, this is also a phrase, wreak. It's not wreck but wreak havoc. Okay, so that is what. तो भाई अभी दोनों साइक्लोन बैक टू बैक अगर हम देखें तो बैक टू बैक जो है हम फेस कर रहे हैं एक से एक destructions, right? एक से एक damage. So even stronger. Okay. Yas, which put up an unnerving display. Unnerving has been used here as an adjective which means something unnerving, nerve से related है. Unnerving मतलब like एक तरीके से something that झुंझला देने वाला, आपको हिला कर रख देने वाला. So it is something that gives chills. ठीक है. That gives chills का मतलब यहाँ पर अगर आप देखेंगे, see it is written display of tornadoes and rain. Kunal is talking about, I guess this is for the same word, reek के लिए कह रहे हैं आप? नहीं. Yeah, rehabilitation. Okay, Kunal. Okay. चलिए. रिवाइवल आप रिहैबिलिटेशन के लिए ही कह रहे हैं कुणाल, ठीक है ना. ओके, आई गॉट योर आंसर नाउ. सो यहाँ यास विच पुट अप एन अननर्विंग डिस्प्ले दैट गिव्स चिल और समथिंग दैट यू नो लाइक एब्जॉर्ब्स योर कॉन्फिडेंस. एब्जॉर्ब्स कॉन्फिडेंस, आपका कॉन्फिडेंस जो है लो हो जाता है, कॉन्फिडेंस जो है एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है, वो वैसा उसका एक्सपीरियंस अभी तक रहा है. स्मॉदर्ड द नॉर्थ ओडिशा कोस्ट एंड इट मेड लैंडफॉल. भाई लैंडफॉल मतलब लैंडस्लाइड कॉज कर दिया उसने. स्मॉदर्ड दैट मीन्स, स्मॉदर होता है गला घोट के मार देना, ठीक है. स्मॉदर क्या होता है? गला घोट के मार देना. बट द प्रिपरेटरी मास, यहाँ पर स्मॉदर गला घोटने की बात नहीं. स्मॉदर द नॉर्थ उड़ीसा मतलब कंप्लीटली रूइंड, पूरी तरह से उस चीज को रूइन कर दिया है, डैमेज नाश कर दिया है. एक्सिलरेटिंग, unnerving. Okay, Kunal, very well said, Kunal, very well said. But the preparatory mass evacuation, I am wiping off the screen ताकि मैं आपको बाकी words भी explain कर पाऊँ. But the preparatory is an adjective which means initial, ठीक है, जो कि पहले से प्लान किए हुए. Preparatory mass evacuation from habitations appears to have limited the loss of life. Now here preparatory mass evacuation, that means we were all set, they were all set to be evacuated, उनको safe जगह ले जाने के लिए. Yet thousands have lost houses and property. West Bengal and Jharkhand also bore the brunt of the weather. Bore the brunt ये पास में है, phrase है bear the brunt, that means to experience the damage or to experience the evil. अगर आपको कोई चीज खराब या गलत बेयर करनी पड़ रही है, बर्दाश्त करनी पड़ रही है, झेलनी पड़ रही है, that is when you're bearing the brunt, okay, of the weather system's force. As it punched its way inland from May 26, weakening into a deep depression. Just imagine, learners, since like from May 26 अभी तक you और deep होते जा रहे हैं, and it is causing the entire state, Odisha, nearby West Bengal and Jharkhand, they're all getting weakened, right? सब कमजोर होते जा रहे हैं. That is very obvious because if something like this hits, it's very obvious that there will be a huge impact then, right? I hope that everyone has understood things until here. Yes or no, guys? Anyone having any sort of confusion until here can ask me right here. Kunal? Dr. Jakal, Archana, Shambhu, Pawan, anybody having any sort of confusion, learners? Okay, let's go ahead then. Okay, Abhi, let's go ahead then. All coastal states facing the Bay of Bengal. Archana says, I am from Odisha. Oh, okay, Archana. Excuse me. So, Archana, are you keeping well? Are you fine? Is your family doing well? How about your region? Is it near to coast? Is it, Archana? No, it's not near the goods. Great. Okay. So be safe, like help as many people as you can if there's any possibility. As of now, though there are less possibility, but remotely if you can, then it's fine. Otherwise, stay safe. So all coastal states facing Bay of Bengal have always been in the path of severe cyclones, the majority following the withdrawal of the monsoon, but their vulnerability may be growing as pre-monsoon and post-monsoon storms increase in frequency and strength. कहते हैं जितने भी कोस्टल स्टेट्स हैं बे ऑफ बंगाल फेस कर रहे हैं, उनके साथ हमेशा ये सीवियर साइक्लोन की ट्रेजेडी या ये एक्सपीरियंस रहा है, और जो मेजॉरिटी हैं वो मॉनसून के विड्रॉल के बाद ही आते हैं. वंस मॉनसून गेट्स विड्रॉल तभी वो ये सारे साइक्लोन्स आते हैं. Vulnerability, that is fragility, the weakness that we're talking about. Vulnerability is a noun subject. Vulnerability may be growing as pre-monsoon and post-monsoon storms increase in frequency and strength. कहते हैं कि जो weakness है वो बढ़ सकती है if the post-monsoon and pre-monsoon storms जो हैं वो बढ़ जाती हैं अगर अपनी frequency और strength में, तो वो cyclone बन जाते हैं. Moreover, for the second year running, states have been hobbled by the COVID-19 pandemic. Hobbled like eaten up. खा जाना मतलब अगर आप एक्सपीरियंस करें या आप इस चीज़ को देखें तो लगातार सेकेंड ईयर है जहाँ पर हम कोविड-19 से घिरे हुए हैं and it has completely hobbled us up. The 2021 season comes as another reminder that India will have to improve its resilience to cyclone. 2021 में फिर से ये चीज साबित हो गई कि अपनी स्ट्रेंथ, रेजिलेंस मतलब स्ट्रेंथ, नाउन सब्जेक्ट है, ताकत, इंडिया को थोड़ी सी इनहांस करनी होगी, इम्प्रूव करनी होगी इन सब चीज़ों से उभरने के लिए. Governments are no doubt more sensitive to loss of life today and are raising the capacity of the disaster response forces. But much work needs to be done when it comes to protecting assets and creating fiscal instruments to help people rebuild their lives. So we have to come together to help people who need it, who need to rebuild their houses, right? And again set up life for themselves. Okay, it's landfall on your nearby district. Okay, Archana, you have to be safe. Okay, if you guys are there, you need to be very particular and very safe about all of this, because you never know what comes next. Okay, so be safe, though things will get better, like in some days. Don't worry, just stay up, stay confident, stay positive. Okay, while the full extent of displacement and losses from cyclone Yas is yet unknown, past experience points to a growing threat to overall well-being from such catastrophe. Catastrophe uses a noun here, disaster. Catastrophe here has been used as a noun subject. Adjective के form में catastrophic हम use करते हैं, but catastrophe is a noun subject which means disaster. So if we have to deal from all such disasters, all such catastrophe, we have to actually take some learnings from the past experiences, and we have to come up with enhancements and improvements now. It is needed. Okay. Going ahead, the writer even adds that the World Meteorological Organization in its State of the Global Climate 2020 report described cyclone Amphan that hit Bengal in May last year as the costliest cyclone on record for the North Indian Ocean, with the economic losses to India of the order of $14 billion. Imagine a natural disaster causing this much loss, this much amount. This was the costliest cyclone. This can be asked to you in your current affairs section as well. Current affairs के हिसाब से भी ये World Meteorological Organization ने ये बात state की है. Costliest cyclone is cyclone Amphan, जो कि West Bengal को hit किया था May last year में. $14 billion, the amount that we are talking about, the loss that India incurred. In human terms, the extreme event displaced 2.4 million people. What stood out in its aftermath? Aftermath is a noun subject that means consequences, result. ठीक है, परिणाम जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं. So the aftermath was corruption in the distribution of relief, putting West Bengal's Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee in a spot. So there were the aftermath, जो results थे, number one की जो relief का जो भी resources थे वो सब distribute करने में there was corruption. People were not getting what they were supposed to get. ठीक है. Secondly, the chief minister, that is Mamata Banerjee, she was put in a spot, she was put in a fix, और सारा इल्जाम उन पर लगाया गया था. The Amphan experience should convince chief ministers that they must insure people against losses from catastrophes using a system of documentation that makes relief and rehabilitation funds non-discretionary. Non-discretionary? Discretionary क्या होता है? Optional. Non-discretionary is an adjective which means makes it necessary or makes it compulsory, जिसको वो ज़रूरी बना देते हैं. That people getting the relief and the rehabilitation funds जो deal कर रहे हैं इनको compulsory बना देना चाहिए, इनको ज़रूरी बना देना चाहिए. Okay, only then people could be provided relief. Then people can be assured that amongst all these, catastrophes or these natural disasters, people somewhere know that there is something that is backing them or that's there to support them. Any confusion, learners, you should put it in the comment section. I'll be there to address it. I am here to address it, I must say. All right. Remember this, discretionary is something that's optional. So if non-discretionary is given, that's something that is not optional. It is something that's important or compulsory. Now, half a century of economic wisdom postulates. Postulate is a verb that means it states or it tells. Okay, Abhi. That governments are best placed to compensate people since they can spread the cost of the risk of disasters across the population. Now they say that half a century, ठीक है, अगर हम देखें इकोनॉमिक विजडम की, तो जो हाफ अ सेंचुरी है, व्हाट डज इट स्टेट? इट टेल्स दैट गवर्नमेंट जो है, इट इज बेस्ट प्लेस कि वो लोगों को कॉम्पनसेट कर सकती है. ओके, गवर्नमेंट को there are no excuses the government should be making. It is best placed to help people, to compensate for the losses that people have incurred or had incurred or will be incurring in future. So why? Since they can spread the cost of the risk of disasters. Now, it is government who has this responsibility or who has the right wherein it can spread the cost of the risk of the disaster that is involved all across the population, all across the general people or the public of the nation, of the country, a particular state that has been affected by all this disaster or the catastrophe that we're talking about. Kunal, maybe I'm not aware of this, the other name, because you people study current affairs, definitely you might be knowing, because this is, I suppose you're talking about last year. Here, exactly, this is May, last year May, that the cyclone Amphan hit Bengal. The other name to it, I don't know, but okay, I thought this is the name that you've given. It is some other name, but you're saying it was like Tokte. Okay. Archana's system of documentation that we're talking about here is, we are trying to say that, see, whenever let's say if I need compensation for something, then I have to go for the paperwork, right? That is what we're talking about here, that people who are affected because of these natural disasters, then there should be a proper system of documentation which should be now mandatory, that it should be there to help out people in need. Okay, Chale, let's go ahead, let's have a look. Teko Atiti. Okay, Kaptan. Oh, all right. Kaptan has given us the name. These are the weird names. Now, Tokte, I came to know that Myanmar gave, I guess we did the article, Myanmar gave this name to this particular cyclone as well. Tokte, yes. Okay. Chale, आगे देखेंगे. But the challenge is to address the risk of cyclones and other extreme weather events using specific funds, making citizens members in a social insurance model. कहते हैं कि जो challenge है, that is कि आप risk को, जो cyclone की risk है, उसको कैसे manage करेंगे. And not just cyclone, other natural disasters also. How will you manage them? How will you use the specific funds? कैसे आप लोगों तक वो funds पहुंचाएंगे? How is that model going to work? Moreover, considering the negative climate change impact on tropical cyclones, rebuilding should use a green, build back better approach. Cyclones will otherwise take the shine off economic progress. Take the shine off, that means it's a phrase to ruin कहते हैं चमक ले जाना, चमक छीन लेना। तो आप अगर किसी चीज की चमक छीन ले रहे हैं, आप उसको बर्बाद कर रहे हैं, आप उसको डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहे हैं, डैमेज कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। So if we do not consider the negative impact, okay, then, और अगर हम रीबिल्ड, मतलब अगर हम रीबिल्ड नहीं करते, मतलब हम उसको रेनोवेट नहीं करते अपना पूरा प्रोसेस और अप्रोच, तब हम अपनी ही इकोनॉमिक प्रोग्रेस को और स्लो कर देंगे और उसकी चमक जो है उससे कम्प्लीटली छिन जाएगी। This is something that we cannot afford, right? But for this, if we want things to settle, then we have to work harder, we have to change our approaches, we have to bring some changes to the approaches, definitely. Okay? Is it clear? Kaptan, to demolish, yes. That is to demolish, to damage, to ruin. That's absolutely correct. Chale. Is it clear to everyone? All right, let's go ahead then, learners. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। On the top 5 words of the day, फिर tip of the day की बात करेंगे। Catastrophe, noun, hobble, verb, aftermath, noun, inevitable, adjective, postulate, verb. मैं आपको tip of the day में postulate के ही बारे में कुछ बताऊंगी। Okay, I'm going to tell you about postulate itself. बताएंगे quickly, learners. I want you all to tell me about this. Two is a hobble is eaten up. To be eaten up. Yes, that's right. Yes, catastrophe is disaster, Kunal. That's absolutely correct. Inevitable is unavoidable. That's correct. Inevitable is unavoidable. Yes, third. Aftermath is result or the consequence of something. Right? Consequence of something. That's right. What about postulate? Left with this one. Yes, I'll be eaten up. That is hobble. What about postulate? Okay, Archana, eaten up, affected. That's right. Unavoidable. All answers are here. Very good. To state. Very well said, Archana. Why I was waiting for your answers? Because I want to tell you one important point about this word postulate. The word postulate that I want to tell you about is extremely important. The reason is that this word postulate can be used as a noun and can also be used as a verb. Okay. It can be used as a noun. It can be used as a verb. Quickly, learners, I want your point on this. I want your take on this. Quickly tell me if you are aware of how this works. Quickly, postulate as a noun. Are you aware of this, learners? Postulate as a verb, postulate as a noun. Quickly tell me. Kunal, Kaptan, Abhi. Quickly. Shambhu. It's very simple. When you're saying postulate, abhi hum discuss kar rahe hain postulate, to tell, to state. Abhi says don't know. Okay. See, when you use postulate as a noun subject, see, as a verb, you know, to state, to tell, to suggest. Okay. Even the synonym to it is to propose. To propose is also a synonym to it. To state, to suggest, to propose. But as a noun, it is a statement. It is a statement or a theory which makes you, or which suggests you, something. कोई भी statement या कोई चीज जो आपको कुछ suggest करती है, that is a postulate. Okay, is it clear? So you can use that the scientist gave a postulate based on this, or you can say that the scientist's theory postulates that. Postulate वहाँ पर verb की तरह आ गया. So it depends on the usage in a sentence. You can use it as a noun also, you can use it as a verb also. But it completely depends on the usage that you want in a sentence. Okay? I hope this is making sense to all of you. Right? Is it clear? Okay, Kaptan says I've exhausted all my data. No problem, Kaptan. But you have to be there with me at 10 a.m. as well for the next session, right? Is it clear to all of you? All clear, he says. All clear. Bang on. Great. So learners, this was the tip of the day for today, and this was the entire article. And see, कम समय में अगर हम कुछ ज़्यादा अच्छा कर सकते हैं, I guess nothing better than that. और आप सबके साथ it becomes very easy for me also. And I feel interactive because you guys are there to interact with me, so it becomes an interactive session for all of us. So it's amazing to be connected with you all. Kindly stay connected with all of us. Not to forget to like and share the video. Guys, if you haven't subscribed the channel, kindly subscribe it right away and let your friends know about it. We need all your support so that you can actually lend us, okay? I hope that you learn something new every morning. You get to know something amazing every morning, because that's better to start your day, right? Thank you so much, learners, for joining in. I will see you at 10 a.m. again for SSC's practice session. Be there with me at 10 a.m. Thank you so much.